Let's go to Michelle Dicaterino, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. Michelle, good morning. You're from where? Gloversville?
We're from Gloversville, New York.
And have you ever had a Mellow Cup, by the way? Love them.
I do, and I'm a marshmallow fan, so I will be eating their share.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, and that and it's made by Boyer, and it's a little red swirly Boyer. Anyway, okay, what happened to you? So there's a terrible story. This happens in people's lives. I believe your dad was convicted of...
No, it was my ex-husband.
Your ex-husband. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the mom.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and it's your daughter that was not allowed in. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so your ex-husband, your daughter's father,
Yes.
had been convicted of a manslaughter case involving DWI.
Correct.
And ended up in Mohawk Correctional Facility in Rome. You guys, and even though this is your ex, you bring your daughter down, the two of you come down, and she gets to visit her dad, and it's something you guys try to do on a regular basis.
Yes.
So tell us why they wouldn't let you in.
Well, it's something that we've noticed on every visit for the past year that he's been there. It's not directed at the inmate. It's not directed in anyone in particular. It's been something that we've seen every single visit. We are there being screened. We actually were screened for 4 hours on Sunday. And then you add an hour and a half up and an hour and a half back. That's 7 hours of our wasted time for absolutely nothing. So it's quite frustrating. But beyond that, we're seeing visitors being turned away for clothing or being told, you're not allowed in, you need to go to Walmart and purchase new clothing. And what's strange about it is if you've ever gone in for a visitation, what you'll actually see in the visiting area, and we've seen it time and time again. I mean, we're a conservative family to begin with. I did text you pictures of my daughter, and we both were covered from the neck to the feet. But we have seen see-through blouses with brassieres showing through. We've seen tight and low-cut blouses where the women are trying to be provocative. Same thing with the leggings, high heels, jewelry. Inappropriate behavior from certain female visitors in front of their inmate. One was just the last time we went was exposing her breast multiple times where the correction officers were very kind of they first asked her to please stop. She did about 3 times and then was asked to leave. But this is the thing that we're seeing inside the visiting room.
That's inside?
That's once you're already in and then screened. That's what we've been saying.
And they stop your daughter from even going in, right?
Yes. And then if only we had a video of her being screened in that second building, you could actually see the woman before her in very provocative clothing. I used to put cable knit tights on my daughter. We'll cut the feet off and put them on this lady who was just as curvy as my daughter. Her shirt ended at her waistline, meaning her bottom was not even covered. It's just an absolute disgrace, and she was like, go ahead, go on through, and then she just looked over at my daughter and said, you're inappropriate, you're not getting through, and we're like, you have got to be kidding me.
Wow. And by the way, your daughter was wearing, describe your daughter if you could, and what she was wearing.
We have worn the same exact outfit because we know that's what is appropriate, and we'll get in, and we don't want to hold up the line, we don't want to waste the guards' time with the screening. It's like I said, it's very time-consuming to be screened. We both wear clogs, black socks, black cotton pants. We have a black turtleneck, and then she wears a black Suzanne Summers poncho on top of her turtleneck. The pictures will show, even through the video camera of their screening, not only is she covered from the neck down, but her poncho covers. There's only maybe one. If you take your hand above your knee and put one hand's width, that's the only part of her leg that's even on the snug side.
And the leg is covered. The leg is covered.
And
the
leg is completely covered, and it's a wide leg. It's not even It's not a close fit.
Can I ask you? Can we share this photo with our listeners so they get an idea?
I really wish you should, because the proof is in the pudding, and it's absolutely flabbergasting that they would even give us a hard time to get in.
I want to be clear on two things. One, you said she always, or you guys always wear the same outfit because you're okayed by it. You've been okayed in the past.
Yes.
Okay, and the other thing is,
how would they not let you in dressed like that?
I'm shocked. Are those are not spandex pants? You're saying, right?
No,
those
are not spandex.
They're not yoga pants.
Yoga pants. And they're completely appropriate. There's nothing tight on that girl except maybe one hand's width above her knee.
Here's the thing. Why do we have to? And I understand. Probably the person that made this decision was picked on in high school. And now they're in a position of power. And so now you're going to be like, no soup for you. I don't understand. You're traveling all the way in. It's a horrific thing that your daughter has her dad. Now, no, we're not talking about a child here. Your daughter's how old?
She's 20.
20 years old. She's
an adult.
Is in prison, though. He's in jail. This is already traumatic. And
it's very traumatic.
You're not troublemakers. You're not, I don't believe. Or is there something that you're not telling us?
No, my daughter's very meek. Again, if the state comes in and views the tape, there were no confrontational words. My daughter is very meek and a very quiet kind of girl. And like I said, for her to just be insulted, we've not only were we denied, but we're insulted. Yeah. And then we handle it diplomatically. And I said, you know what? This is not right. You can't tell me the girl before her, which was extremely provocative, is going through. And then you insult I said, the first thing out of my mouth was, I would like to see your captain, please. Because when you think of a jail, you think of chain of command. Okay, we have a problem here.
Yes.
Stay calm, use your chain of command. So we asked to see the captain. Well, he's not here today. Okay, well, I want to see who else is in charge then. Yeah. So when he came out and he looked at Ciera, he says, I'm not saying what she's wearing is inappropriate, but whatever the guard says goes. I said, you're absolutely of no use to me.
Yeah. Wow. I don't blame you for saying that. And I don't blame you. I worry, though, you've gone public now. So it was.
I'm not worried. I think they need to be called out on it. I think they have a responsibility to the public. They are public servants, in my opinion, and they have a job to do.
Have you filed a complaint?
We did not commit the crime.
Have you filed a complaint?
We will be filing a complaint.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to have to. I mean, I got to tell you something. Again, we know what we probably don't know. Most people probably don't know. If you've ever visited, you know that, oftentimes drugs can be passed through. The screening process is important.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And you can cause even more issues inside a jail if someone comes in and they're dressed provocatively or they're exposing themselves like you talk about. It can cause issues, so they have to really maintain a very strict policy, I believe. However, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I can't believe it.
In fact, I actually worked for Albany County Jail many years ago for about a year.
Yeah.
I know how the jail system works. I know what we need to look for. We definitely, I understand that a jail position on wanting to keep their public safe. I understand fully that they want to keep our inmates and their correction officers safe. But this guard was completely out of line, inappropriate, and I really think she's abusing her power to not let us in.
Yeah, and you travel all the way down to Rome from Gloversville. That's a trip.
It is, and not only that, but let's just say we go on a monthly basis, so we get basically 3 hours a month to visit with our loved one. And next month we can go through and we'll wait another 5.5 hours and we can be facing the same problem. This is a problem that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
If it was a fact of, say, she was in spandex tights or something, which she never would because, as I mentioned, we are conservative, she wouldn't be allowed to college, let alone to a jail in that fashion. But if she were inappropriate in any way, not only would I not let her in, but I would say to the jail, I'm so sorry for wasting your time. We will go change or come back or not. But the fact that she was dressed the way she was, and it's unbelievable.
Did they suggest what you should change into specifically?
They just keep saying the guard, the I want to call him a sergeant, but don't quote me on that. He says, I don't see anything wrong with her attire. However, it's a little snug around the knee.
The knee.
Snug around
And
the
then,
knee.
and then on
Is this
top of
an
that,
Amish prison, or?
If you look at the picture of my daughter,
And then they
she
started
is
singing
a
Footloose.
queen-size girl. She is 250 pounds. And I said, listen, we can't even go to Walmart and buy clothing to suit your little whim.
Yeah.
I said, we aren't from here. You can't go to Walmart because she's not even an extra large size. We
Right.
don't have that option. She is appropriate, and you need to let her in.
Hold on. I have Beth on the line that wants to comment on this. Beth, you're on the radio, and you're on with Michelle. These people are from Gloversville. Go ahead.
I just wanted to comment. I know as much as you want to make a complaint, you really have to watch out for the retaliation on the inmate.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
Now you've gone public, and now you're going to make a complaint. How will you be treated after that? I would worry about that.
Yeah.
I think if they abuse their power, the retaliation is going to be proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
The jail does have to be screened by the state. The state's going to say, these are our guidelines. These are our standards. Are they holding up that standard?
Beth,
We are not
yeah.
the inmates. We are actually the visitors. And when I say proof is in that pudding of what went before us in a stocking clothing pair of pants, and then Ciera's denied, and there is nothing more baggier you could put or
Yeah.
hang on this child.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're looking at
it's just downright
yeah.
absurd. So
we're looking at the
proof is in the
pictures
pudding,
and
and they're going to have to answer to that.
Beth, you're worried though that there'll be retaliation. Do you have experience?
Well, I don't have experience. My brother was in for 9 years,
Yeah.
and it was very, very difficult. Even sending anything into him, what he could get, what he couldn't get,
Yeah.
it was very difficult. And you know, the way you dressed, you couldn't wear an underwire bra because you had to change, and it is very difficult. But
Yeah.
it's just even the little things that they might allow an inmate to do, that's where the retaliation comes in. Stuff that
Well, the retaliation could be on him, on the father.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
not,
All right.
not as visitors, on him as the inmate.
Right. All right, Beth. Interesting. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yes, we did do that. And like I said, when we were on the Channel 2 News, we mentioned that we actually, down to every detail they've ever asked, because we listened to what their complaints were with other visitors. We had no makeup on. Our hair is actually to our bottom. We have very long hair. We put it up in a braided bun. We have no makeup, no jewelry, no underwire brassiere. We've gone to every detail to make this process as easy on everybody, from our inmates to
the
public.
Michelle, I'd like, if you can, we're up against the clock, if you could keep us up to date on what happens with this. I'd love to do a follow-up on your story, all right? So
Absolutely.
We wish
Thank
you the
you
best. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.